Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Hold it, you're not that pretty. I'm a bad man. Wait. I shook up the wall. Yo, I shook up the wall.
I bear witness, there's only one God, Allah, and Muhammad is his final messenger. That's what I said, Larry, on the bungle fight. Thanking you.
They call me the problem, but you could call me the can man, because anybody can get it. Africans, Americans, Dominicans, Mexicans, anybody can get it.
How y'all doing, ladies and gentlemen? Pieces and blessings upon all my Akhis and all my sisters out there. Welcome to another edition of another Aki episode on Aki TV. Obviously, boxing is back, and the pound for pound future #1, Shakur, is the one that's doing the honor. So he put on a show. He put a lot of smiles on a lot of people's faces because we miss boxing. So shout out to Top Rank and Bob Arum for putting on a hell of a fight, a hell of a card, because there were two prospects undefeated in the heavyweight division, and obviously Shakur was just the icing on the cake. So with that being said, Shakur put on for the city. Shout out to Shakur, the future pound for pound #1. All my Akis, y'all free to call in anytime today. I'm having a short show because obviously it's late, and I got work pretty early tomorrow. So I just want to pretty much say that I was highly impressed by Shakur against Felix, because from round one, Felix, he was like the bull. He came in for the kill. He realized what he's up against. He realized he's up against the future pound for pound #1. Regardless of the opponent, you just another number on his record. That's how good Shakur is. So the way Felix approached the fight was exactly how he was supposed to. He came in like a bull with a lot of head movement. And it didn't work because obviously Shakur, he could beat you at your own game. Just like every other great, he has the elements to make him a great, which is fighting in the inside very comfortably, just like he fighting in the outside. So Shakur weathered the storm. It wasn't really a storm because he was the one that was really doing the damage in the inside from round one. Yes, Felix came in with a lot of head movement, but man, Shakur reflexes, his attributes, just on a whole nother scale. His selection of his shots, he always put it together like puzzle with his offense. He's sweet with his defense. Like I tell everybody that tune into boxing, Shakur is the future pound for pound #1. I've been telling y'all that from day one. I just spoke to Dante on Shakur, and how he got introduced to him. And from day one, I was highly impressed by him, mainly his calmness and how he approaches the game. So we're going to talk about all that today. Shout out to everybody in the chat. H Money, I see you in the chat. Sweet Science. Shout out to all my Akis in the chat. Okay, Ghosto. So call in, H Money. You already know. I know you believe Devin Haney is the future pound for pound #1. So we're going to talk about it today. But like I said, the way Shakur just handled the moment from round 1 to round 6, I believe, where he got the KO, is like Timothy Bradley said. Shakur is like the ocean. You jump in there, you're going to be part of the wave. You're not going to be able to stop the wave. Shakur is just too talented. So regardless of what you do, you only gonna make it more painful for yourself. That's why Shakur is the most feared. That's why Shakur, you see all these featherweights treating him like he a heavyweight, like he's the original Iron Mike. They claim, oh, he ain't a hard puncher, this and that, but they don't want to see the man, right? He's like the Iron Mike of the featherweight division right now. Obviously, he fought at 130 because he couldn't find an opponent at 126. Josh didn't want the smoke. A lot of featherweights didn't want the smoke. I mean, I could go down the list of how many opponents turned down an opportunity to face Shakur, which he's obviously the future of boxing, but they obviously want zero confrontation, zero smoke. So with that being said, I was very impressed with Shakur as far as him varying his offense. You know, for being a boxer and having a defense like Sweet Pea Whitaker, for having the defense of Floyd Money Mayweather and being compared to those guys defensively, I was very impressed by Shakur offensively, because he was letting his punches fly like Pretty Boy Floyd, like he was Roy Jones, for example. So I was highly impressed by that. Like I said, the way he throws his punches, how sharp and crispy his punches are, is going to be very hard to solve that puzzle in particular. I really don't see anybody being Shakur. I'm going to just be honest with y'all. Around his weight division, above his weight division, below his weight division, you could bring Inoue and anybody from Japan. You could bring Lomachenko. You could bring even all these guys from 130, 135. I believe once Shakur lands his feet in the division, that's all she wrote. He's going to take over. That's how highly impressed I was with Shakur. Not because of who he was fighting, but the way he just performs every single time. It's like he made for this. So that being said, everybody in the chat, always call in. Like I said, y'all free to call. The number should be in the description box below. So always call in and follow Shakur on all his social media outlets, because he needs y'all support. This man right here is the future of boxing. So if the sweet science is gonna live on, Shakur needs to be a megastar, which I believe he got a potential to be that, because with this type of skill level, you just made for greatness. So that being said, hold on, give me a second. I want to touch on a couple things, because obviously I already broke down what I really thought of the fight, which I'm going to leave in the description box below and in the comment section. I already posted my review on the fight in particular, but as far as, you know, Shakur potential, he is the next great. I'm going to just put it out there. You know, I made a couple videos where I said Shakur is the next Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather passed down the torch to Shakur, because, of course, when Floyd Mayweather flew all the way to the Olympics to watch Shakur, that's exactly what Mayweather said. Like, it was verbatim out of Floyd Mayweather's mouth, right? Now, Shakur said something recently where he stated, listen, man, I understand the people that's comparing me to Mayweather, which I felt like he was talking to me personally, because that's what I've been doing. So he said, listen, I'm not the next Mayweather. I'm the next Shakur. I got my own style. And I respect that 100%. And I'm on the same page with that, because, of course, Shakur has a different style. He comes from the same school as Andre Ward, hit and don't get hit. Adapt like water. Just like Bruce Lee said, if you in a cup, become the cup. If you on the bottle, become the bottle. If you on the floor, become the floor. If you in the ring, become the ring. That's how Shakur fights. Like I said, he the ocean, right? Now, the only thing that I pretty much said that got lost in translation, I think Shakur is the next Mayweather as far as on how great he's going to be. I just don't think he's going to get beat, you know. So what I mean is, the last great is Floyd Mayweather. When I say great, you know, I mean the fighter that's recognized as the best of his, you know, era, of the century almost, right? Andre Ward is a great. Andre Ward arguably on the top 20 greatest fighters of all time. There's a lot of great fighters. Terrence Crawford is one of the greatest fighters, but Floyd Mayweather surpassed those guys. I feel like Shakur could be the one that could surpass people. the last guy that was capable of surpassing people was Roy Jones, for example. Roy Jones was capable of doing so. Then the torch got passed down to Floyd Mayweather. Before Roy Jones, I believe it was Sugar Ray Leonard. Before Sugar Ray Leonard, it possibly was Sweet Pea, or yeah, I think it was Sweet Pea. Before that, it was Muhammad Ali. Before that, Sugar Ray Robinson, Joe Louis. So like I said, I'm talking about that talent. So when I say he's the next Mayweather, I mean he's the next great. That's what I mean. The only reason I say Mayweather is because Mayweather, the execution of his career was just perfect. Nobody did it better. Roy Jones had the talent. He didn't retire on time. He abused his body. Same did Muhammad Ali. Obviously, double standards beat him as well. And, you know, Andre Ward and Mayweather was pretty much some of the few greats that were able to retire on time and beat double standards. So I believe Shakur will be that next great. That's why I compare him to Mayweather. But beside that, there's great talents like Devin Haney, Gervonta, down the line, you know, fights, mega fights for Shakur. Shakur said, which I'm going to dive into that later when I get H Money to call in and all my Akis in the chat, because, you know, we're going to cook today. So I just want to make it clear, Shakur is not the next Mayweather. He the next great. So when I say he the next Mayweather, that's pretty much what I meant. Because they really have different styles. However, he the closest thing to Floyd. When Floyd Mayweather went to the Olympics, Floyd Mayweather said, I think this guy could possibly surpass me. I'm looking for that guy. And trust me, Mayweather would not fly all the way to the darn Olympics to just cap like that. They say Floyd Mayweather don't show love. Floyd Mayweather cocky. Floyd Mayweather this, Floyd Mayweather that. Let me move out of the TMT so y'all can see Mayweather right next to the truth. But what I pretty much want to say is, hold on. All right, I think I got everything set up well. But what I'm pretty much saying is, hold on, shout out to everybody in the chat. What's good? What's good? I see everybody. All my Akis that's still up. Obviously, it's the late edition. But you know, Mayweather pretty much saw a lot of great talent. But they say Mayweather, you know, he don't show love. He always discredit fighters, this or that. That's what they claim. But Mayweather said Crawford pound for pound number one. Mayweather flew to the Olympics and supported Shakur and said he the next Mayweather. And he said he could possibly surpass me. Mayweather saw Shakur spar Devin Haney, and he said, I'm signing this guy. I don't know who he is, but I'm signing him. He was talking about Shakur. And he also told Devin, don't worry, you know, you my man too. I'm going to sign you too. So all I'm pretty much saying, you know, Floyd been showing love from day one. So if Floyd saw greatness in Shakur, you best believe TBE, you know, he sees things that you don't see. That's why Aki sees in Shakur. So, you know, Floyd Mayweather is not going to say, you know, he's not going to see a fighter that don't have the potential to be the best and say, oh, yeah, he the next Mayweather. Why would he cap like that? But when he actually sees the talent that he felt like is going to crack maybe his record, then, of course, he showed love on more than one occasion. That's all I'm pretty much saying. But Shakur is definitely the future. So is Devin. So is Gervonta. However, the $1 million question, who is the one? I mean, Gervonta always hashtag the one. Devin Haney always hashtag the dream. That's his nickname. Shakur is, you know, obviously inspired by Tupac. But he wants to be the one too. He ain't trying to be number two. So we'll see. Like I said, the sky's the limits for these guys. But on to the next round real quick. Call in anytime. Like I said, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. The number is in the description box. Let me go ahead and read some comments before I move on. H Money said, Aki, Shakur Stevenson is the next Pernell Whitaker. You know, Pernell Whitaker, like I said, he didn't retire on time, and unlike Pernell Whitaker, may he rest in peace, Shakur said, I would not lose to that man in the mirror. For the people that knew Sweet P, he never made the right decisions. You know, so Shakur, on the other hand, he said, I will make the right decisions. You know, so if he the next Sweet P, they all pretty much great. Mayweather great, Sweet P's are great. So regardless of who it is, that's still a great comparison. Boxing, let me move out of the way. It's TMT Aki 100. Okay. Megastar says Shakur is definitely the one. Dog Face 216 says Shakur is the one. So people feel like Shakur is the one. They see what I see. Go ahead and pick up the call real quick. How you doing, Aki? Who this is and where you calling from?
Yes, hello?
Yeah, I hear you. We live. Yeah, can you hear me? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, I hear you. You live. Go ahead, stay with you. You know what I'm saying? When you want to talk about who the next great, who's the one? What happened?
Unknown caller.
Hello?
What up, man?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up, man?
All right, talk to me, Aki. So who's the one? Is it Shakur? Is it Devin? Is it Javante? Talk to me.
Man, it's definitely Shakur, man.
Oh, okay.
Definitely Shakur.
All right, first of all, who this is? Let me know where you calling from and all the above. My bad. I was trying to get you because I couldn't hear you earlier. But go ahead, you know what I'm saying? Introduce yourself and let me know how you feel.
For sure, man. It's Dogface 216. You know what I'm calling from Cleveland. Hey, man, I appreciate you having me on your show, Aki.
Appreciate it. So you said Shakur is the one. You know, why you feel that way? You know, how impressed were you tonight by his performance against Felix?
Man, it's like, man, the crazy about it is I didn't even realize that fight was tonight. And then it's like, man, it's like, that's what, you know what I'm saying? I can't say that's what I expected, but it's like, man, it's like I kind of knew what the outcome was going to be already. Now look, Shakur Stevenson seemed like the biggest sleeper out of all of them for some reason. I don't know why everybody else getting pumped up so far and they not looking at Shakur, maybe because he got 13 fights, but you gotta look at it. Look, he got 13 fights and he doing people like this. He couldn't get more fights at 125. You feel what I'm saying? Devin Haney, you know, I'm like just stopped being at big fights. You know, I'm like where he's at. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
But Shakur only got 13. Well, you know, it's 14 now, but
yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
And see, Shakur, like from day one, see why the reason why I'm so impressed by him. I mean, statistically, ESPN showed his statistics today, and they showed when Floyd Mayweather had 13 fights, and Floyd Mayweather's first 17 fights weren't the highest competition at the time. You know, he stepped his game up once he got a world title. At first, he was really trying to fight whoever is available because he was being avoided as well, right? So, you know, Mayweather, when he was 13-0, you know, Shakur has better defense as far as his percentage defensively, and I'm pretty sure even offensively, or I could be mistaken about the offensive part, but I'm pretty sure both, which is highly impressive. I mean, with Shakur 13, you know, first 13 fights, they weren't light touches. You know, he was pretty much fighting some good fighters from day one because, of course, just like Mayweather, remember, he went to the Olympics. So since you were an Olympian, they put you in there with, like, you know, heavy competition from day one.
Exactly.
And Top Rank did that from day one for both. And keep in mind, both of the fighters, Shakur and Mayweather, lost in the Olympics, and I believe both of them really won them fights. I believe they kind of got robbed, but it is what it is. It made Mayweather a better fighter, and I believe it's going to make Shakur a better fighter because now he want to prove himself that much more. So with that being said, you know, how you feel about that comparison, you know, as far as the statistics, because men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie, and just them getting robbed in the Olympics, or at least they they should have won, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just leave it at that. And you know, Mayweather, how his career turned out to be, and how you feel about Shakur, the same. You know,
I love the comparison, man, because it's like, because you know, like Devin Haney is training with Floyd right now. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, I love the comparison that they showing with Shakur Stevenson, because it's like, and then, but the crazy part about that is the fact that the way he dropped him with that body shot, I remember Floyd doing that in his early days.
Right.
And that reminded me of Floyd so much, like, ooh.
And you know what's crazy, right? Shakur, he hit him to the body so hard, he bent him in half or something. Like, I was like, man, damn, like, how hard did you hit him, man? Every time he hit him with the right hook, it really hurt him badness. On some Prince Nassim Hamed talk, I'm talking about he hurt him, man. It looked like he bent the man. Man,
he was like he hit him with an axe.
Right. And just to get you shout out my man right here for, you know, hitting me up with a super chat. Gerled Morgan, Akhi from Honolulu. I don't even know where that is, but I appreciate it. We salute you, my brother. Blessing to you and your channel. I appreciate you so much, Morgan. I appreciate you all day. I appreciate the love and support. But yeah, like I said, man, you got great eyes, because, you know, I remember Floyd Mayweather's first pro fight, you know, how he dipped to the body, and he won, I think, the fight by, by a body shot, if I'm not mistaken. And like I said, And my man doing the same. Shakur, like I said, he the future. And he gonna be hated too. But he will beat double standards, because, see, unlike a lot of fighters, Shakur is so good that he's gonna dominate where he won't be robbed. I hope he won't. I hope he won't. You know, I don't want to wish him harm him. But I just feel like, you know, he's gonna be so dominant where they're not going to be able to rob him like they did in the Olympics. See, they always did it to the best, like Roy Jones. I remember when they robbed Roy Jones, man, that was heartbreaking. And Roy... Oh,
man, you talking about Montel Griffin? Oh, my God. That hurt. That hurt so bad.
And Roy wanted to retire. Imagine if he did. A piece of boxing will have been missing. A piece of boxing will have been missing, but it didn't stop him.
They would have dogged him so bad if he retired after that. Oh my God,
man! Hey, but I'm just saying, like, you know, the corruption in boxing is just on a whole nother scale. So, you know, I'm glad. It is. You know, I'm glad it's making Shakur stronger and wanting to achieve more. And I like the fact that Shakur is focused, and him having Andre Ward in his corner, it will make him that much better, because Andre Ward
and Bud.
And Bud, you know, they don't play. You know, they don't play.
Now look. That's two of the best ever right there. Now look, I feel like personally, Terrence Crawford might be my favorite fighter ever. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm saying, like, and Shakur Stevenson is coming up under him, and he's getting it early. You feel what I'm saying? Like, from Terrence Crawford, and then you learn it from one of the best defensive fighters ever, and Andre Ward. It's like, man. This dude got the best of both worlds in his corner.
You can't go wrong. The recipe is there, bro. The recipe is there. You said it. Like Andre Ward, the former pound for pound, Terrence Crawford, the current pound for pound. I mean, he's sparring Crawford. And he a featherweight though, and Crawford a welterweight. Stop playing with him, man. This man, he has the recipe for greatness. All he have to do is stay focused.
And this is his first fight at 130, right? This is his first fight at 130, right?
Yeah, that's his first fight. Crazy. And it won't be the last fight either. So, you know, like I said, he looking tremendous. I don't think anybody want any smoke with my man either. They treating him like Mike Tyson. But let me shout out my Aki too. TK Jeezy. I appreciate the love and support. He said Haney versus Shakur, Mayweather versus Judah, or Chop Chop. Hold on. What kind of comparison is that? Because, you know, I feel like I need to know who's Mayweather, and I need to know who's Zab or Chop Chop.
Who's Zab, right? Because
with all the respect,
I think they both.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my fault. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, I just want to say, with all the respect, you know, no disrespect to Chop Chop nor Zab. I met Chop Chop actually, and you know, Zab obviously he's from Brooklyn, where I'm from, but I believe Shakur will surpass both. So if you, he obviously comparing Haney to Mayweather because of their styles. I believe Shakur, you know, he on the lead of his own. But you never know. But I appreciate the love, 2K Jeezy. My bad, Aki, I ain't mean to cut you off. So go ahead, let me know how you feel. What do you think about that comparison he made?
No, you good, big dog. Man, I think that's a bad one because it's like Zab, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like Zab could have been better than Floyd, but the fact that he couldn't stop living in the hype. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like Zab is more like what they were trying to say, basically like Gervonta Davis was doing. You know what I'm saying? That's more of that comparison,
right.
maybe, if you ask me.
Like you said, Zab was he let himself. You know, he lost to that man in the mirror, pretty much what you're saying, because you know he obviously left that street life, and you got to kind of get out of that life when you a boxer. You got to live the boxer life. You got to stay dedicated.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? You can't be out here drinking, smoking. Like Andre Ward said, you know, I will never let a fighter that smoke hookah or drink beat me.
Yeah.
So
right.
when a guy like you mentioned, you know, Zab Judah, who let a lot of the distractions and fame kind of get to him, and it distracted him from his goal and his vision. But I believe Shakur is on his tunnel vision. I don't think that's going to happen to my man, but in the future,
no, I don't think so either.
if Shakur did say, you know, Haney, you know, he said that either Haney or Gervonta will be mega fights down the line in the future, maybe at welterweight with Haney or Gervonta at 130 or 135. So these are possible future fights. And another super chat by Gerlaid Morgan. He said, keep knocking them out, brother. Honolulu is basically Hawaii. Okay, I appreciate it. Hawaii, so we appreciate your boxing knowledge. Congratulations to Shakur Stevenson. Shout out to Gerlaid Morgan. I appreciate the love and support. And like I said, you know, Akhi, so when it comes to Shakur versus Devin Haney, who you favor in the future?
Oh man, Shakur, man. It's like, man, I like Devin Haney, man, but it's like, man, I love Shakur, man.
Right.
I ain't even gonna lie to you.
I like them both.
Yeah, I like
the reason why I'm so impressed by Shakur because of Devin Haney. You know, I remember when I didn't know Shakur. You know, I got introduced
right when they
to
sparred.
Shakur. Yeah, I got introduced to Shakur due to Devin Haney. I always kept up with Devin Haney, and he pretty much be beating up everybody. And then, you know, when Dante, he hit me up, he was like, man, I just saw this talented kid, and he was telling me about him, and I was like, oh, you know, you got sparring, and he obviously posted the footage, is up. And when I watched Shakur, man, I was highly impressed. He made, you know, Devin Haney kind of look bad, and when I saw that, and me knowing how talented Devin Haney, and the fact that Devin Haney was the bigger guy naturally, reach, height-wise and weight-wise, and Shakur was just like so calm, and obviously he was a year and a half older, but still, man, I was like, oh, man, I saw greatness. Yeah, I saw greatness in the kid.
Yeah, man. And it's like, man, he got the right idea, man. Don't get hit. As long as you like, don't get hit, man. Yeah, it's like, it's crazy.
They both don't get hit, if I'm being honest. You know, they both really, you know, they're sweet with their defense, but I feel like Shakur is a little bit more sharper. You know,
just a tad bit. He got that edge, I feel like, man.
Yeah.
Down to like, man, and he got that mentality.
Right.
And it's like, I'm not talking like Devin Haney don't. I'm just saying, like, man, that's your. I'm about him. That's just like, man, I could just, man, see it, man, and feel it. Like, I could feel it, like, you know what I'm saying? Like when I'm watching this dude.
Man, he don't even want to be compared to Mayweather.
No, he said, be yourself. I'm me.
I'm me. You know what I'm saying? I'm the next Shakur. So I was like, oh, damn. I mean, you know,
gotta love that.
If you want to break somebody's record, if you want to surpass somebody, you got to feel like that. That's all I'm saying. I'm pretty sure he looked up to Mayweather. I'm pretty sure Mayweather is one of his favorite fighters, as he said on more than one occasion. But still, the fact that he just said, you know what I'm saying, you know, I'm the next Shakur. That's when I was like, man, I really took notice, for real. The confidence in this kid is on a whole nother scale. I appreciate you, Aki. Any last thoughts? Any last comments? You know, just lay it out.
Oh yeah. All right. Look, man. Shout out to Dante's Boxing Nation, man. I appreciate you having me on the show. Yeah, I'm saying, like, look, man. I want to say, F you to Tyson Fury, F you to Charlo for cheating. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, man, it's a couple other people, man, but it's like, man, whatever. You feel what I'm saying? Like, man, it's a couple people, man, who need to get put out of boxing. Yeah, you feel what I'm saying? I don't know what that water bottle was about.
Oh, you talking about Charlo?
I don't know what that was. Yeah. You don't need to drink water from two different sources, man. That was weird.
Yeah, I mean, in my humble opinion, you know what I'm saying, like the commission confirmed that it was water, you know. So if the commission
Yeah,
lying
man.
on his
But the
behalf, it's hard.
commission,
But they said it was just pretty much water. So I mean, what do you
right?
think it was? If you say he cheated, what do you feel like he was drinking?
Man, he might have been drinking like something with some caffeine, 5 hour energy or something in there or something. You feel what I'm saying? Like, man, because like the commission also confirmed Tyson Fury's gloves. You feel what I'm saying? And it's like I don't know about
See,
that.
the only difference now, the only difference between Charlo and Tyson, see, they want Tyson to win, obviously, because he on the
Right.
hope list. They don't. They hate
Right.
Charlo. They hate the crap out of Charlo. That's why they pretty much robbed him in the first fight. But when it comes to Tyson Fury, they wanted him to win, so they willing to do the most for for Fury. But Charlo, on the other hand, I don't think he cheated or none of that. I don't think he that type of character. I don't think he had his own pee like on some Marquez shit and drinking off a Gatorade bottle to get the edge. I don't think he that
Right.
crazy, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like, he pretty much, he wanted it that bad, and I don't even know why they had a Gatorade bottle. They shouldn't have it. I think because they said they wanted the water to stay cold or something. But I got another caller, Aki. I appreciate you.
Hey, man, appreciate you, man.
Call again. I appreciate it. How you doing, Aki? What it is and where you calling from?
Steven
Steven.
from Virginia.
Yeah, okay, Virginia.
Okay, Gusto in the chat.
Yeah, you have the volume a little bit up. Can you turn it down from the computer if you got the computer on or something?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, and yeah, so go ahead, talk to me. What you said? I missed what you said when you first called in.
Oh yeah, I ain't saying nothing, but I was talking about the last caller. He said something about Charlo cheating. I just highly doubt that.
Yeah, I highly doubt that too. I already debunked that when on my videos, but yeah, you could go ahead and get your take on it.
Yeah, I just highly doubt that. I don't think that they would want him to win. I already know they hate the Charlo
Right.
for sure. You know, they're proving it by the first fight when he fought Harrison. I don't believe that was a dub for Harrison, in my opinion. So I just don't see why they would allow him to cheat like that.
Right. They wanted him to lose. They wanted to shut the Charlos up because it would be an outspoken, laying out how they feel, this and that. You know what I'm saying? So I really don't think they will go that far for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just really don't see that. And then I just think, they just, grabbed a Gatorade bottle to keep the water cold or whatever the case might be. And even if it was some, like Red Bull, whatever, if that was the case, I don't think that will do that much. I mean, I don't know what a Red Bull bottle will do. But I think it was just water in there. You know what I'm saying? And the commission confirmed it. You best believe if Charlo did something suspicious, they would have told him. They would have, the media would have had ate him up. But I want to get your take on this. Who you want Shakur to fight next? Obviously, he around like 20 opponents turned him down. They wanted no confrontation, no smoke. So would you prefer to see him versus Gary Russell or Gervonta Davis or who else? Like, just name me somebody that you would prefer, Shakur to fight next, because Josh is out of the picture because Josh want no smoke.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, he wanted him today, but he just, you can't force somebody to fight you. You could ask, you could call him out, but you can't, force nobody to fight you. So as far as who you want Shakur to fight next and who you think he's going to fight next, if you're being realistic, I want you to give me two answers.
I mean, for me, me personally, who I really want to see him fight, and the fight is Haney. I just want to see that, just out of fanfare. I would like to see that fight. Realistically, probably Gary Russell.
And you said Haney? Is that what you said?
That's why I would let to see him fight, because I feel like he got the best of Haney in that first fight. I cannot lie. In their spars, I feel like he got the best of them.
Yeah, and I pretty much agree with you, but I just think that's a future down the line fight, because they just, Shakur just moved up to 130, and Devin Haney should be on his way out. From 135. For sure. So it's a fight that could happen down the line. Shakur, when he got asked who you think is going to be your rival that's going to basically define your career, a win over him is going to define your career, kind of like Mayweather versus Pacquiao, kind of like Ali versus Frazier. And Shakur responded, I feel like I think it was on Champ's side. I think it was an interview on Champ's side. He said that I think it's gonna be Gervonta Tank Davis. That's what Shakur responded with. Then when Champ's side reminded him of Devin Haney, he said, "Oh yeah, Devin Haney too, but that's a fight down the line because he gonna be moving up in divisions when I'm moving up. So it's kind of like I won't catch him till the end because he's naturally bigger than Shakur, of course. So both fights pretty much gonna define Shakur as how great he's going to be. Shakur definitely has the names because one thing about Andre Ward, once he beat Froch and Kovalev and them, like he really didn't have the names, and the names didn't want to fight him like Gennady Golovkin. They stayed hidden, so he could never crack that mega star level like Mayweather did because he never had the names. Mayweather had the names and he had the talent and the dedication factor. On the other hand, Shakur, I feel like he have the dedication, he have the skill, and he also have the names. He got Lomachenko, where he said Lomachenko too. He said that's the fight I really want because he's so hyped up. Once I beat him, I'm pretty much pound for pound #1, right? So you got Lomachenko, you got Gervonta, you got Gary Russell, you got Devin Haney, you got Ryan Garcia, and keep in mind, Shakur beat Ryan in the amateurs. Shakur already sparred Gervonta. Shakur sparred Devin Haney. Shakur sparred Terrence Crawford. Man, this man, like I said, he made for this. He made for greatness.
Hey, man. Hey, all these young brothers, I really respect all these young brothers coming in the game and really being willing to fight anyone. I like Devin Haney as well. Don't get me wrong. I just like Shakur a little better, but I like all these young brothers coming in the game, dominating, and they calling out the best. And these old, old media are just allowing these dudes to duck these young fighters who are ready. They're ready for the big time. It's always a thing. Canelo, Lomachenko, these guys are ducking, and these young fighters will all the smoke, and I just really respect all these young fighters, especially Shakur.
Right. Me too. That's how I feel. It's never personal. See, a lot of fighters, I just want to make it clear, like, it's never personal for me. I just call a spade a spade.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so,
exactly.
I don't want nobody to catch no feelings like, oh, you feel like this guy better than me, that guy better than me. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I call it how I see it. If I feel like something, if I stand by what I believe, you know what I mean? And I stand by what I say and I believe what I say. So other than that, I pretty much support all the fighters. That's what I do for a living. I support all these fighters because, that's what, of course, that's what I love to do is talk about boxing. And on the other hand, that's what they do for a living is fight and entertain us in return. So that being said, it's never personal for me. I just call a spade a spade. So with that being said, I just want to tell you and inform you on this, and I want to get your reaction on this topic. Well, it ain't really a topic, but Errol Spence, he posted on Instagram, somebody tagged him and he posted on his Instagram, if Errol Spence not the best of this generation, Shakur Stevenson is 100. So for Errol Spence to post that, man, like I said, this man's so mature and so grown. I really gotta I got so much respect for Errol Spence for posting that, because not too many fighters will post a post like that, a fan tagging them saying something like that and he posted, but that lets you know Errol Spence believes in Shakur. He also respects Shakur, and it's vice versa because Shakur is cool with Terrence Crawford. They like brothers, they like Akhi's, but still he did not want to pick the winner for for Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence because he said he cool with both. That being said, how you feel about that comment? Because Errol Spence is obviously, according to new media, he's pound for pound #3. So since Errol Spence is pound for pound #3 and he has the potential to become pound for pound #1, and he's nearly there. He's dedicated after the miracle when he survived in the miracle way with the car crash. Yeah. He stated that I got a second chance at life and I'm not gonna waste it and I'm not gonna take it for granted. So that being said, I believe Errol Spence. Let's not get ahead because of course Errol Spence, Shakur is the future pound for pound, but I believe Errol Spence about to crack the pound for pound and that fight with. And the fight with Terrence Crawford will be his defining fight, but he also have mega fights with with Canelo Alvarez down the line, because I think Canelo will fight Errol Spence because Errol is becoming that mega star. So that being said, I just want to get your whole take on it, and Errol Spence saying that, if I'm not the best of my generation, Shakur will be.
I mean, to me, Errol's just a down-to-earth dude, and he's just a real dude. Like, you know, he was able to get in that car crash and really reflect on his life and, you know, really see that he wasn't training as hard when it wasn't during, you know, fights during his camp. You know, I feel like he's a real down to earth dude, so that wouldn't surprise me that he would say something like that to, you know what I'm saying, about Shakur Stevenson. It doesn't surprise me at all. And as far as Errol, I believe he really is the truth. You know, he's proven it when he went to England or wherever when he fought Kell Brook. With a lot of doubters, a lot of haters. He came through, proved it. Like, I don't have enough good things to say about Errol Spence. Like I said, I really
it's all love for Errol. Yeah, it's all love at the end of the day.
It's all love for Errol. Errol's really the truth. Them Southpaw boys, they're doing people bad.
Hey, shit, we on the come up. You know what I'm saying? Paul over here talking about Europeans are dominating where? I mean,
where?
What are you talking about? Like, we got Crawford, we got Errol Spence, the truth. We got Shakur on the come up. We got Devin Haney on the come up. We got Javante. I mean, man, we got so many fighters on the come up. It's ridiculous. And you over here talking about, you know, European fighters. What European fighters that Andre Ward beat every single one of them? You know, you talking about Josh that don't want to come to the U.S. Like, you know, we know what time it is when it comes to that. That being said, man, give me your last thoughts or any topic you want to touch on because I'm receiving a lot of calls. So
my last topic, I just appreciate you for shedding the light. You know, a good light on boxing, especially you just call a spade a spade. Tyson Fury definitely cheated. You got to be blind not to believe that. You know, I'm tired of this hopeless, and I feel like, you know, people like new media really need to continue to put light on the wrongings that are happening in boxing. Like, we got to be honest. You know, how is Floyd Mayweather not regarded higher? Like, if Floyd Mayweather, I believe if he was a different race, he would be, you know, hands down, pound for pound, you know, greatest of all time. Like, he was a different race besides what he is. I just appreciate you for shedding light on things like that and continue to do you, Aki.
I appreciate you all day, and you already know what time it is. You know, they could hate me for telling the truth, but I'd rather be hated for telling the truth than be loved for telling a lie. And what's crazy is, you know, I get a lot of messages that say, "Hey, Aki, why you telling the truth? Why you don't get paid for telling the truth?" And my answer to that, so y'all telling me I need to be paid to tell the truth, but I don't need to be paid to tell a lie? Y'all want me to lie? Like I said, you know, with the Tyson Fury situation, because you brought it up, let me go ahead and show footages, you know, so just to let it be clear, you know what I'm saying? We got proofs, you know what I mean? You know,
visual proof. How do people deny visual proof?
At the end of the day, or at least the night, don't act like Stevie Wonders is all I'm pretty much saying. Because one thing that would not lie to you is your eyes. You know, women lie, people lie, but your eyes is not going to lie to you. So that being said, you can see Tyson Fury glove rotating in 90 degrees. You can see Tyson Fury glove, you know, I mean, hand wasn't all the way in the glove. There's witnesses that talked about this situation from Joey Spencer, who was a victim, you know what I'm saying, to Tyson Fury own sparring partner exposing Tyson Fury, and they still don't want to talk about it. Yeah, Nicholas Asbury, and I still talk to him to this day. I still talk to him about his situation where he says, you know, he's very disappointed because the media just don't pick it up. At least, you know, old media. You know, of course, the new media, we doing our job. And but on the other hand, like I said, you know, I'm just calling it a spade a spade. This is the sport where you could physically kill your opponent. And y'all gonna allow somebody to allegedly cheat and say nothing about it and won't even address it?
That's attempted murder.
That's attempted murder. Like I said, I'm just saying, you know, this got to be taken more seriously. You see the WBC reinstating Cruz as the champion after 6 months when Jimenez failed for both the A and B sample for taking steroids, and they still talking about we stand by her and love her unconditionally. Like, what does that mean? Like, she not your kid. Why you gotta love her unconditionally when she cheated? You know what I'm saying?
They just let them eat that contaminated meat. You know what I'm saying? They just don't care. They let them eat that contaminated meat.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. And then with the Tyson versus Wilder situation, all we saying is, how is it possible for the glove to rotate in 90 degrees? That's not physically possible. If it is, can you please demonstrate it? Can you please throw a hook, not a jab, and let me see the glove rotate in 90 degrees? That's not physically possible. You know what I'm saying? So if they want to prove Tyson Fury innocence, all they have to do is get Tyson Fury to throw a hook and it rotates 90 degree during pads or whatever, right? It's simple to prove it. But we could see his fist where the palm area is supposed to be, where the palm area in the glove is supposed to be. So like I said, you know, at the end of the day, or at least the night, all these decafs, they want to be blind to the truth. Their emotion blind. Your mind is useless when your eyes is blind. I mean, excuse me. Your eyes is useless when your mind is blind. I got my quote mixed up.
Exactly.
But with that being said, you know, I appreciate you, Akhi. Like I said, you know, people lie, women lie, numbers don't lie, your eyes don't lie, and footages don't lie. We have evidence, we have witnesses, we have fighters demonstrating how Tyson Fury could have got away with it, like Stephen Cunningham, and they don't want to talk about it. Now, for example, the George Floyd situation, now everybody want to stand up for the cause, right? But when it was taking place for so, I don't know how long it was taking place, for like, you know, decades, 400 years, you know, and people still suffering till this day, right? And now they want to talk about it. That's all I'm saying. Now they want to talk about it. It's the issue, really. Like, and you know, a lot of figures like Michael Jordan, for example. Now he want to make come out with a statement. But in the past, he will say, well, Republican buy shoes too. Like, really, bro? Is that why you don't want to make a statement? But now when it's the popular thing to say, now you want to make a statement. Like, you don't want to stand up on your own like Ali did, like Kaepernick did. But
exactly.
That's what made them heroes. That's all I'm pretty much saying. So I appreciate you, Akhi. So you could go ahead and lay out your last couple comments.
Hey, Mr. H Money, Mr. Zone, you know what I'm saying? I do believe in Devin Haney. I do believe Mr. Haney's great. You know, I can see him in the chat saying Haney's, you know, number one. I believe it's a toss-up between him and Shakur. You know what I'm saying? For real, I do believe, I really do mess with Haney, and I believe he has great skills. I think he is the next Floyd Mayweather. But if anyone will give him trouble in the future, I know they won't fight anytime soon. They'll probably, you know, there'll probably be Shakur who could give him that type of issue.
So you believe Shakur gonna surpass Mayweather? Man,
Shakur just looked great, you know, and I just mess with southpaws. I can't lie, I just feel like, you know, they got slight advantage if used correctly. So I just like that. His defense is so slick, and then when I saw them spar, you know, the things he was able to do, it was versus Haney. Haney make everyone look crazy, and he just held his own more than his own versus Haney. So
and Shakur made him look crazy. Yeah, and I see what you're saying, because Shakur made him look crazy. Yeah, man.
Well, but I do believe in Haney though. Haney is definitely a dog. Don't get none of that twisted. Haney definitely got it like that.
Right. I'm about to pick up his call right now, because he called me on more than one occasion. So great talking to you.
Gusto. Okay, Gusto. Salute to you, Aki.
100. Appreciate it all day, man. Call again, all right? Appreciate you all day, fam. H Money. You know, we calling you right now. I got to get your expertise on the matter. Shout out to everybody in the chat. From RJ, man. RJ, you always showing love, always supporting me. I appreciate you, man. Sweet Science. And a lot of people on the chat. Sam Heston said, Fury is not pound for pound. Get out of here. H Money, man. What's going on? H Money not picking up. I'll call him one more time and hopefully he call me back. But like I said, the decafs, that's not they act like they're a no-show when I got all the time in the world.
Call me the problem, but you could call me the can man.
Anybody can get it.
Africans, Americans, Dominicans, Mexicans, anybody can get it.
So all the decafs
don't know shit.
That don't know nothing about boxing.
You better not duck me, son. You better not duck me, son.
Man did not pick up. H Money, call me, man. We got to talk about the heavyweight division and all of that, because you put me on a heavyweight fighter that fought tonight. So call in, H Money. I don't know what's going on with you. I'll call you twice. How you doing, Aki? Who this is and where you calling from?
What's going on, Aki? This is Gerald Morgan calling from Honolulu, Hawaii, my brother.
Hawaii, I got you. What's going on, fam? How you doing? Talk to me. How we feeling tonight?
Oh, man, we're feeling blessed, man. Feeling blessed. I just wanted to say thank you, brother. been watching your channel. I'm not much of a social media guy, but I definitely support your channel, man.
I appreciate the love, man. For real, for real. So, you know, how you feel about the topics tonight? How you see Shakur? Like I said, you know, you heard pretty much what we were talking about. Anything you want to touch on in particular, or you want me to go ahead and lay down the next topic?
Okay, for the Shakur, man, he's a very, very talented young brother, man. I see a little bit of calmness like Floyd Mayweather, and I also see that execution from like Andre Ward. You know,
right?
Very patient with his selective style of punches, and his footwork is amazing too. I mean, the kid's only 20 years old, correct?
Right. Yeah, he 20 now. I think he's 22 or 21.
22, man. I mean, he definitely has a real bright future in the sport of boxing. Definitely does. I think, in my honest opinion, I hear a lot of people saying Ryan Garcia. No disrespect to Ryan Garcia, but I don't think he would want those problems with Shakur Stevenson, in my humble opinion.
And you know, Shakur did beat him in the amateurs, and according to Shakur, he did it with ease. You know, that's what according to Shakur. And like I said, man, Shakur, that's a bad man right there, man. Like I said, you know, he definitely doing his thing, and really, it's gonna be up to these fighters to step up their game, because you know Shakur is really taking over, and he's dominating the whole boxing industry. Because like I said, around 10 to 20 opponents turned down the fight with him, you know, last time. So, you know, obviously he's one of the most avoided. So I want to get your take on, I don't know if you saw the heavyweight fight. How did you rate Anderson? Are you informed on him?
Yes, I forgot to mention, I'm in the All Army boxing team as well. I'm the Army, and someone from the Philadelphia area, that's one of my soldiers, he told me about Anderson. So I decided to tune him out tonight, and he looked great. He looked great in the ring. He looked great. I think just a little bit more time, a little bit more fights with his entourage, he'll definitely be a prospect as well. But I enjoyed what I saw tonight. Yeah,
I was impressed by the fact that I saw a heavyweight switch stance and be offensive with it and fighting the inside and box. He just got to be. He got to tune a couple things, you know, as far as his, you know, be a little bit more cautious defensively, because this is the heavyweight division. You could get cracked with one punch. But I was highly impressed. Absolutely. Because he had 3 fights, you know. The way he was fighting, he didn't look like he had 3 fights. I would have thought he had 15 fights. You know what I'm saying? So I was highly impressed because of that. So this is my first time, you know, actually watching him, because H Money informed me on him and told me to, you know, watch him. And actually Tyson Fury, he sparred both of the heavyweights that fought tonight, both of the prospect, Anderson and Vanello. I don't know if I said his name right. I know I butchered it. But Tyson Fury sparred both, and he said that Anderson is the one that really impressed him the most, and he gave him the work. So when Tyson Fury said that, I was like, oh, okay. So, you know, obviously he sparred both, but he was very impressed by Anderson, and he's only 3-0. He's 20-21. So he still got a lot of work. He's still gonna get better, because as 21, man, the sky is the limit. So that being said, can he be the next heavyweight champion? Because, you know, you had Larry, as soon as you know, Deontay Wilder lost, pretty much he came out saying, you know, there's no black hope or American black hope, which is
I remember that.
You know what I mean? Like it would have sounded like you could have. Why not say there's no American hope? Why you got to say black hope? I mean, you know, black fighters always been dominating the game, so they don't need no hope anyways. But can this man be the next heavyweight champion if Deontay Wilder don't regain his title?
Right. Well, to touch on Larry Merchant comment, I agree with you. I think Larry needs to stop being a little bit bitter, if you know what I mean. And yes, he's always, like, if you've seen in the past with Floyd Mayweather, never really gave him his credit, his credibilities. I remember back in 2011 when Floyd Money Mayweather knocked out Victor Ortiz. Do you remember that, my brother?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, of course, I remember that one. Yeah.
I just thought that Larry Merchant never gave Floyd Mayweather his 100% respect, and I've seen how he treated other fighters on the post interviews, and he never pressed other fighters like he did Floyd, you know.
And to follow up with that point, because you're 100% correct, and I actually made a video on this. I remember the time where Larry say, because he was one of the commentators, the main commentators on HBO, and he always say, Floyd Mayweather, he got talent, but he boring. And then Floyd Mayweather will fight Indom and be in a hell of a war. Like, I mean, I'm talking about he going toe to toe, knocks him out, and I mean, he had the crowd on their feet the whole night. And what Larry says in return, he don't say, "Oh, I'm impressed. He did exactly what I told him to do." Instead, he will say, "Oh, there's no crowds in the seat. He will never be an Oscar De La Hoya." But how ironic is it? Whatever Larry said that Mayweather couldn't do, he did it. He said that he can't be, he can't be an Oscar De La Hoya. Mayweather became bigger than Oscar De La Hoya. Every time, every time Larry has something slick to say, Mayweather proved him wrong. I mean, with the Ortiz situation that you talked about, right? Ortiz headbutted Mayweather. I don't know. He thought he thought Mayweather head was a football or something because the way he jumped. I mean, the man literally jumped. Like, so you can understand.
He lunged at him.
Yeah, like, so you got to understand where Mayweather coming from, because Mayweather, that wasn't the first time Ortiz was trying to headbutt him. That's the time it became successful, because he literally jumped. I don't know what Ortiz was thinking. He was so frustrated, man, because Floyd Mayweather was on the verge of stopping him. So he was, because of that, Mayweather was just landing at will. Ortiz did that crazy move, and Mayweather, pretty much, how many times he gonna hug him? You know what I mean? After he tried to headbutt him, right? Protect yourself at all times. Exactly. And then Larry just want to focus on that one point. And Floyd Mayweather trying to like hug Larry and all that, but he still want to push his buttons. And then Mayweather had to let him know, you don't know ish about boxing. HBO need to fire you. Yes. You know what I mean? And then Larry talking about, if I was 50 years younger, I would have kicked your ass. And we know that's a cap. He could be 100 years younger and he still won't do a damn thing. But
no, he wouldn't. He wouldn't.
But what's understood don't got to be explained. Larry, we know where he coming from. I already made a topic on what Larry said about, of course, the Black American hope when this, the term got created from Jeffrey. So how you gonna flip the script as soon as Fury wins? You know what I mean? So like, you just see it's coming from a bad place, because he said I've been smiling ever since. Like, what does that mean? What does that mean? You've been smiling ever since. Like, it's since. Man.
Yeah, and it goes back, and I'm gonna touch lastly on Larry Merchant, but it goes back, my brother. In 2006, Floyd Money Mayweather fought Zab Judah. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
So Larry Merchant, he was basically going after Zab Judah, saying that Zab Judah was too flashy, too this, too that. Now, you remember, this is before Floyd Mayweather fought Oscar De La Hoya. So Larry Merchant was on Floyd's side because he seen Floyd was, because Floyd always handles himself as a professional in the ring.
Right.
He always has, done.
Exactly.
So it's so amazing how Larry was rooting for Floyd when he seen Zab, because Zab came in with the grill in his mouth with the chains. And then I remember Larry was saying it's flawless versus jawless or something like that. But then after Mayweather defeats Zab and then defeats Oscar De La Hoya, now Larry Merchant looks at Floyd Mayweather as the opposite side, which has amazed me. That's why I said he's always had a bitter heart.
Great point. Because I remember, I think he even called Zab a thug or something. Because you said that, and I was just like, oh, damn, you know what I mean? But he was on Mayweather's side because it's the lesser of two evil, right? But when Floyd fought his hero, Oscar De La Hoya, then that flipped the script. That did it for him. And Gotti too. Oh, yeah. That Gotti fight too. I mean, he tried to discredit the Gotti win too. So like I said, we know when it comes to Larry and these decafs wizards, we know what time it is. And that's why we hold them accountable, because like I said, just give credit where credit is due. Y'all can't be removing Lomachenko loss and stuff like that, but talking about being undefeated is not impressive. How is being undefeated for 2 decades, fighting the best, is not impressive, while y'all over here erasing Lomachenko loss? So that's all I'm pretty much saying. But man, who this again, Aki? Because you're very informed on boxing. You gotta, I love having intelligence, boxing talk. So you need definitely keep calling Split Decision every Sunday. So who this is again?
Yes, sir, my brother. My apologies. My name is Gerald Morgan. one day I always say I definitely admire when you keep knocking the. Well, I don't usually use profanity, but I love when you say the decabs, and it's very interesting you say that.
Of course.
Keep it up, my brother.
Appreciate it, man. I appreciate the love and support, man. Make sure you tune in. Make sure you call in. I know you don't like to keep up with social media like that, but keep up with Akhi. Akhi stand for my brother, and we definitely brothers when it comes to this boxing thing. And I always love having intelligent conversations. So make sure you always tune in. All right, Akhi?
Definitely, my brother. Blessings to you, my man, and salute to you from Honolulu, Hawaii, man. We're watching.
All right, appreciate it all day. Hawaii. Okay. My man calling all the way from Hawaii. Shout out to my man. Great. It was a great conversation I had with my brother over here, all the way from Hawaii. You know what I mean? So we worldwide. H Money, calling you again, man. I hope you pick up the phone. Hello?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. I thought you ain't gonna pick up this time. I was like, come on, H Money, you can't put me on a heavyweight then dip. So pretty much I want to get your take on what we've been saying so far. You know, I know you want to say something. So go ahead, you know, tell me how you feel before I dive into a topic that we want to talk about.
For sure, man. It was a great night of boxing. Shout out to Shakur Stevenson. He had a spectacular performance. He showed us that he is a great boxer, puncher, and he showed us, man, that he can adjust to anything. As we've seen that Felix Caraballo, he started off the fight putting pressure on Shakur Stevenson, and he had him on the rope. And Shakur Stevenson made his adjustments immediately. You know what I mean? And he outboxed him, and he was able to land combinations, punches and bunches, and he showed us great ring IQ, great footwork. You know what I'm saying? And great body punching as well, my brother. Like, he was hitting him with some mean combinations to the head and to the face, but he realized that he wasn't going to knock him out like that. So he made his adjustments, and he started hitting him with those wicked body shots, and he was able to get the stoppage. And I felt like it was one of the best performances I've seen in quite some time. You know, man, he had a great performance, my brother, and I'm starting to see exactly what you see in Shakur Stevenson. You know, you kind of like, you put me up on him. There was a couple of my guys that told me about him, and you said it as well, but I'm starting to see exactly what you see. I have Shakur Stevenson being one of the future pound-for-pound kings in boxing. Of course, I have Devin Haney number one in the future of the sport of boxing, and Shakur Stevenson will be number two. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with being number two. And my brother is like, Devin Haney's at 35 pounds. Shakur Stevenson, this was his first fight at 130. So we all know that.
Yeah, they're not going to fight anytime soon.
Yeah, they're never going to fight.
Yeah, 10 years down the line. If I hope they do, man. Don't say they will never, because I hope they do. But how impressed were you? How impressed were you? Because I know you said you were gonna watch the fight and tell me how impressed were you about Shakur? Did you see? Because I know you. Hello.
A+ performance, my brother. It was an A+.
Oh, A+.
From a scale from 1 to 10, from a 1 to 10 scale, it was a 10. An A+ performance by Shakur Stevenson. I mean, Felix Caraballo only landed 9 punches in 6 rounds. So this guy showed us great defense, my brother, and great body punching, great ring generalship. He showed us why he's an Olympic silver medalist. And it was one of the best performances I've seen in a very, very long time. He reminds me of a young Pernell Whitaker. And we all know Pernell Whitaker is one of the greatest fighters that ever lived, an Olympic gold medalist Pernell Whitaker, who beat some of the best fighters in the sport of boxing, including Jose Luis Ramirez, who had over 100 wins. Pernell Whitaker, he fought against Julio Cesar Chavez, and I feel like he won that fight even against Oscar De La Hoya. You know what I mean? Pernell Whitaker was a southpaw, just like Shakur Stevenson is a southpaw. Pernell Whitaker was 5'6". Shakur Stevenson is 5'8". Pernell Whitaker had a 69-inch reach, and Shakur Stevenson has a 68-inch reach. So they're damn near identical. Great boxers. You know what I mean? And great skills for Shakur Stevenson. And I feel like Pernell Whitaker, brother, is one of the greatest fighters that ever lived, considered to be the greatest lightweight. So just to talk about Shakur and Devin Haney real quick, You know, Shakur is at 130 pounds. This was his first fight at 130, while Devin Haney is only going to have 2 more fights at 135. So Devin Haney's going to be moving up to 140, while Shakur is going to be at 130. So it's like, just to be realistic, I know people like to live in fantasy worlds, you know what I mean? But it's not realistic that they're going to fight anytime soon, like you said, because Devin is going to be going up to 140, then 147. So we want to talk about realistic fights for Shakur Stevenson. I think a great fight would be possibly Miguel Berchelt. Berchelt is a great fighter from Mexico. I think that's a great fight at 130 pounds. Also, another great fight for him would be Oscar Valdez. A lot of rumors that Oscar Valdez vacated a world title to avoid Shakur Stevenson. And also, Gary Russell Jr., I think, is a good fight for him, my brother. What do you think?
Yeah, all the names that you named, I want to see Shakur fight all of them. He already put the 130-pound division on notice. He said, I want to fight everybody. He said, I don't care if you my friend. I don't care if I know you. It's pretty much business. I just want straps. That's all I know. I want, you know, he wants to be great, so he wants all the smoke. So I want to see Gary Russell first because that's like the best 126-pounders. I want to see him fight Josh. I wish we could force him to fight him. But since we can't, you know, of course, 130, you know, Javante in the division, Mayweather ain't going to let that happen anytime soon. But that's a fight down the line. So maybe, you know, if I'm being realistic, you know, it ain't going to be no champion no time soon. I'm just keeping it a buck. But like I said, if it's up to me, I just want him to fight all the champions, which eventually they're gonna he gonna you know, face them. But I'm interested to see who's gonna be the one that give Shakur Stevenson the opportunity at greatness, because he's just gonna be another number. That's all I'm gonna say, because you know Shakur really has the talent. But with that being said, man, I want to get your take on the heavyweight you put me on, and just the heavyweights period that fought tonight. What was your take on the fights? And, you know, there's a lot of great potential in the heavyweight division. Even overseas, we have Daniel Dobas. I think if I probably, you know, screwed his name, if you know what I'm talking about. Frank Sanchez. Yeah, say his name right?
Daniel Dubois.
Dubois, okay. Daniel Dubois and Frank Sanchez and Valio. We got Anderson. So who are you impressed by the most? And just give me your thoughts on the fights tonight as well.
For sure, man. Shout out to Jared Anderson, the real big baby from Toledo, Ohio. A great young heavyweight, my brother. We talked about him a couple of days ago. And yes, I think he is the next great American heavyweight. He has great skills, great speed, and he's a great body puncher, as you've seen today, you know, improving his record to 4 wins with 4 knockouts. He has a great jab as well. And a matter of fact, he did an interview with Champside, and he said his jab is the best in the business. And Jared Anderson said his jab is like Larry Holmes' jab. So the man is dedicated to the sport. He's actually being managed by Jay Prince. He's on the same team as Shakur Stevenson. So, I mean, this kid, the sky's the limit for him. I think he has a lot of potential. Also, you mentioned Daniel Dubois. I think Daniel Dubois is the best young heavyweight in the world. I think Jared Anderson is the best young American heavyweight. You know what I mean? I think in the future, you know, the heavyweight division will be ran by Daniel Dubois and Jared Anderson. And there's another great young heavyweight. He's about 27, though. He's older than Jared Anderson. Jared Anderson is 20 years old. He's only 20. And Daniel Dubois is 21. There's another heavyweight by the name of Filip Hrgovic. I don't know if you ever watched him, but Hrgovic, he's promoted by Eddie Hearn and he fights on the zone. He's from Poland. He's a really good heavyweight as well. So he's a little bit older than those guys, but he's another good heavyweight.
And
so I think Jared Anderson, brother.
And about Frank Sanchez, are you informed on Frank Sanchez too? The Cuban one, the train with Canelo Alvarez?
I think I heard of him. I've seen him a couple of times, but I probably got to look into him a little bit more. He hasn't really stood out to me. Right now, I'm liking Jared Anderson, brother, and he showed us that he's also a switch hitter, just like Terrence Crawford. He can switch to southpaw, and he can fight orthodox. He can fight either way, and he's a great body puncher. I think Jared Anderson will be the next great American heavyweight in the sport of boxing, my brother.
Okay,
keep your eyes on
Money.
him. I would love to.
Hey, H Money then put his money down on Anderson. So you say, you know, of course, H Money, we got to be talking money. If you got to put your money on it, you saying Anderson is going to be the future in the heavyweight division, at least in America, or are you saying from all the prospect that you feel like he the best?
Yeah, I'll say he's better than the Dubois. You know, I love. No, I ain't gonna say he's better than Dubois. It's between him and Dubois. Right now, I got Dubois number 1, Jared Anderson number 2. You know what I mean? But I'm always gonna go with my American brother, USA all day. You know what I mean? I'm going with Jared Anderson over Daniel Dubois if they fight. So I'm gonna go with Jared Anderson over Dubois. Yeah. They're 1 and 2. You know what I mean? Just like Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson, 1 and 2. You know what I mean? You can't go wrong with either or. But eventually, they're going to fight because they're in the same division. Right. So I think, brother, that's a super fight in the future.
Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully they fight in the future. And one thing about Andre, I think, yeah, Anderson, excuse me.
Anderson, Jared Anderson.
Yeah, Anderson, he's younger, and he's like 3-0 right now. So he has so much developing to go through. And he's going to be a completely different fighter maybe 5 years from now. So I will favor Anderson too. I agree with your pick. So you know, lay it out, H Money. Last thing you want to say?
Okay, for sure, my brother, man. Shout out to Shakur Stevenson. What a great performance. He was flawless. You know, he looks spectacular. You know what I mean? Shakur Stevenson, I got him as the number 2 pound for pound king in the future. Devin Haney is number 1. Devin Haney is the next Floyd Mayweather. Shakur Stevenson is the next Pernell Whitaker. And we all know Floyd Mayweather was the greatest fighter of all time, a 21-time world champion, undefeated, 50-0, who beat them all. From Canelo Alvarez, Manny Pacquiao, Miguel Cotto, Diego Corrales, you know what I'm saying? Zab Judah, Arturo Gatti, Oscar De La Hoya, everybody just beat them down. Floyd Mayweather. Who is Floyd Mayweather training? Devin Haney. Who's been a part of the money team since he was 8 years old? Devin Haney. Who is their own promoter? Who got their own fighters like Floyd Mayweather? Devin Haney, DHP, Devin Haney Promotions. Shakur Stevenson, I love you. You're a great fighter. You know what I mean? And so is Devin Haney. You know, people always want to put these guys against each other. Sure, Devin Haney and Shakur had a beef with each other before. They went back and forth. You know, Devin Haney was willing to fight, but it's over. They're friends. They're not in the same weight class. You know what I mean? So let's stop turning fighters against each other because, you know, at the end of the day, if Shakur Stevenson won it, he can get it. You know what I mean? If he wants to fight Devin Haney, we're willing to fight. If Devin Haney wants to fight Lomachenko, the best fighter in the world, he wants to fight all these guys. Shakur Stevenson, you still got to get through fighters like Miguel Burchett from Mexico, who was the pressure fighter. We want to see Shakur Stevenson versus Burchett. And my brother, in that sparring session, you know, that famous sparring session between Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson, I had Devin Haney winning that sparring session two rounds to 1. It was a close fight. It was good. It was great work. But Devin Haney landed some bigger shots, and he had Shakur Stevenson on his bicycle. You know what I mean? So Devin Haney is the multi-millionaire. He got the big deal from the zone. You know what I mean? And one thing about it, you know, Shakur Stevenson is with Bob Arum. And we all know Floyd Mayweather left Bob Arum. So if Shakur wants to be the next Floyd Mayweather, you have to leave Bob Arum. Because we see Bob Arum holding back black fighters for years. He never gave Terrence Crawford that Pacquiao fight. He never gave Terrence Crawford the Mikey Garcia fight. You know what I mean? So he got to look at the big picture, my brother. Is Bob Arum the right guy? You know what I mean? For right now, he's doing good with him. But in the long run, Floyd Mayweather left Bob Arum, my brother. So shout out to Shakur Stevenson. He had a great performance. This is his night, my brother. And thank you for telling me about him. Because once you told me about him, my brother, I really started looking into it. And he is a great fighter, like you said. Him and Devin Haney are 2 kings. They're the 2 kings of boxing in the future, my brother. You can't go wrong with either or. It's like apples and oranges. You know what I mean? It's like apples and oranges, my brother. And Devin Haney, like I said, he's like Kobe Bryant. And Floyd Mayweather is like Michael Jordan. Devin Haney, he skipped college. You know, he went from high school to the pros. At 16, he turned professional. At 16, fighting grown men. You know what I mean? He did what he was supposed to do, my brother. And I appreciate it. You know, and shout out to Aki TV. You know what I mean? Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. It's H Money, Mr. The Zone. We out of here. Appreciate it, Aki. Salam alaikum.
Alaikum salam. I appreciate it, H Money. Darn it, H Money. You done made the night about Devin Haney, man. But of course, he ride with a dial for Devin Haney. Devin Haney is the future too, but I think otherwise. I think Shakur had Devin Haney beat in sparring, and I believe he controlled Devin Haney. He like the ocean. You jump in the ocean, he keep you in control. You know what I'm saying? So ain't nothing wrong with that. Shakur was actually the I believe a year and a half older, but at the same time, let's not kid ourselves. Devin Haney was way bigger, had way more reach and height. So that being said, Shakur and Devin Haney going to fight down the line somewhere, and we will eventually see who the best. How you doing, Aki? Who this is, or where you calling from?
Yo, this is Greg. I'm 19 years old. I'm boxing myself, and I want to ask you these questions. Okay.
Okay. So say it again. Who you're a boxer?
Yes, I'm a boxer myself.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. Okay, go ahead, Aki. Talk to me.
All right. So I hear you talk positive about both boxers. That's great. But after all, in the future, who do you think will be the next Floyd Mayweather?
Shakur.
Or surpass his record?
I think, it's going to be tough to surpass Mayweather because the execution was just on a whole nother scale. I mean, the moon and the sun have to collide to have a career like Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can't just be 50-0, fighting 23 world champions and fighting double standards as well and prevailing through all of that. So I believe Shakur would be the one because out of the two, Shakur, Devin, I feel like he's sharper offensively. His punch is more crispy. He's faster, we're at least sharper, which translates to speed. I also believe the fact that he is southpaw makes him more dangerous. I also believe he has the better defense, and more so the better footwork as well. I think he got better timing, and pretty much he's just a little bit better than Devin Haney when it comes to all of the above. And I just think Shakur is just the closest thing to Mayweather. When I say the closest thing to a Mayweather, I mean the closest thing to becoming the next great. So if I believe somebody could surpass Mayweather, it's going to be Shakur.
All right, cool. Because I've been wondering that for a long time. You like both, so I wanted to know, actually know who you thought.
Yeah, who you believe? Who you believe is gonna surpass who? Because like I said, ain't no telling. Only time will tell. I always love to make predictions. I predicted that Terrence Crawford, when I first laid my eyes on him, that he's gonna be pound for pound top 3, top 1. I predicted, that Mayweather was pretty much gonna retire undefeated. I predicted a lot of things. So tell me what you believe on. Who you believe is going to surpass Mayweather out of the two, or even come as close, because surpassing Mayweather sound like a whole lot. Let's say the closest thing to a Mayweather, as far as, becoming 50-0 or retiring undefeated. Who is the guy for you?
Well, to be honest, I want to go with Haney because I first, kind of like you, I first found out about Haney through that Shakur sparring video. I thought Shakur was like the top guy. He was better than Haney anyway because of the way the sparring looked. But I'm gonna have to say,
what changed your mind?
I'll just wait on that because I want to see them fight top level guys and see them go through get tested first and see how their careers go in the next, I say, about 5 years. Because I want to say Haney, but I don't want to do that. Because I want to see the improvements from both. But I think that this is what I think. Shakur Stevenson is a pretty the version of Pretty Boy Floyd, right? Because he just like Mayweather was, he was hard to hit, barely anyone. threw that much shots on him. And I think he's like the pretty boy Floyd. Now Devin Haney, I believe that he's like Money May. And Floyd Mayweather, I think that he's teaching him like the secrets of Money May, not really as much as Pretty Boy Floyd. But you said Pretty Boy Floyd and Money May. Disagree with that. Just Money May. Shakur, Pretty Boy Floyd. That's what I think. And if they eventually fight in the future, I don't think they'll fight the same the way they're fighting now. I don't think Shakur will be that active. I think the only way I see Devin Haney losing that fight is if he tries to bang it out with Shakur. The only way I feel like he can win is if he moves. His movement, his jab. I don't know how Shakur's defense will be by then, but now I see why people got Shakur.
Yeah,
that's understandable.
Right, and like you said, I believe in order to beat Shakur, if you are Devin Haney, you're gonna have to box and not go forward because you will fall to the trap, and because Shakur is just gonna set you up like he did in sparring when Devin Haney was trying to come forward. But one thing I would say, boxing Shakur is very frustrating because, like you said, the jab could be very effective. Devin Haney have a great jab, but I believe his last fight before this, his opponent landed 4% when it comes to his jab. So 96% of his jabs he missed. I mean, that's a crazy rate right there. I mean, that's discouraging to say the least. When you jab somebody and you miss 96% of your jabs, which is the easiest punch to land. So I feel like Shakur is going to improve that much more because he's sparring Terrence Crawford at an early age. He sparred Lomachenko. He sparred Devin Haney, got the best of him. He sparred or fought Ryan Garcia, beat him. So the sky's the limit for Shakur. Even Errol Spence posted a fan saying if Errol Spence is not the best out of this era or this generation, Shakur will be. So with that being said, they both have the potential. We will never know. Time will tell for sure. But lay your last comments because, I got another caller and, you can go ahead and lay out your last couple of thoughts.
Well, I just wanted to say, last thing, please go support my brother Raymond Savage Ford. He's 5-0. He fights on the zone Matchroom Boxer. He's from Camden. He's a good boxer. He fights at 126. He reminds me of Shakur so bad. I see. You gotta check him out.
I got you. Send me his Instagram or his information on my IG. Is in the description box. Is Aki _T. .v. So hit me up on Instagram. My link is in the description box. So make sure you hit me up, and I will definitely support. What's his name again?
Raymond Ford. He spars with Tevin Farmer.
Okay, Raymond Ford. I'll definitely be on the lookout for him, and I will be looking forward to covering him. I appreciate you, Aki. Great talking to you. All right.
All right. See you, bro.
Peace. Got one more caller. Promise my man. Hopefully he pick up. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to Morgan. Shout out to RJ. Shout out to H Money. Shout out to Sweet Science. Shout out to Hassan. Shout out to all my Akis, all my broskis. How you doing, Aki? Who this is and where you calling from? Hello? Hello? What's going on? Hello? Hey, my man. I don't know if he knows we live or not. I'm gonna call him one more time. I'll give you 2 chances, Aki. I can't be doing me like that, but click on the notification bell, click on the subscribe button, click on the like button, because, I'm giving y'all the late edition. I should be out here asleep. It's past my bedtime. I'm out here talking to y'all, but it's all goody because, I'd rather spend the time with my Akis anyway. This is the Boxing Brotherhood. My man did not pick up the call, so let me go ahead and move on to the next round. So, Errol Spence came out, and he had something to say. He was pretty much tight on the whole Ugas situation. I don't know if this is him responding to what Ugas had to say or the backlash. I think the trolls done got to Errol Spence. He said, I fought my way to the position I'm in now when none of the champs wanted to let me in. I can't give a F about any complaints from other boxers. So the only man that's complaining, Keith Thurman, of course, is obviously one. And then Ugas, he was saying, hey, you know, why you had to mention the fact that I don't have a big name, but I'm not chasing you, I'm chasing championships. So as soon as I dropped that video, a lot of people was like, oh, Errol Spence ducking. Like I said, people are so quick, they so quick to call somebody, you know, ducking this guy or that guy. At the end of the day, or at least the night, Errol Spence is not avoiding Ugas. Let's all be realistic. He got bigger fish to fry. He got bigger names to fight. He got fights that's already lined up. Danny Garcia, which is a dangerous fight. It's no tune-up. That's a fact. Manny Pacquiao and Terrence Crawford, pound for pound #1 today. So Errol Spence has bigger fish to fry. It ain't like he said no to Ugas and he about to cherry pick somebody that we never heard of. And even if he did, he's coming off a car crash. But I'm saying eventually, if he never fights Crawford, Manny Pacquiao, or Danny Garcia and avoids all these fighters, then you could say, yeah, he avoiding best. But when he's looking and challenging Crawford, pound for pound #1, the fight of the decade. So what's the complaint? See, at this moment, Ugas has to prove himself. Ugas, I had him beating Sean Porter, but Ugas have to put himself in a position in order to become Errol Spence mandatory or beat a couple of these top guys in order to get a crack at Errol Spence. But, man, we all know Errol Spence is not avoiding Ugas, but obviously these trolls and these decavs that hate on what I say and laying out the truth, they want to hate on the truth himself. But like I say, it don't go both ways. Facts facts trump any opinion. From all the things that matter, all the decav's opinion did not make it because facts trump that any day of the week. So all I'm pretty much saying is Errol Spence is not avoiding Ugas. I told y'all he got bigger fish to fry. And, you know, if he looking to fight Crawford, which is a better fighter, a bigger name, if he's looking to fight Manny Pacquiao, a legend and way bigger name, obviously, and even a Danny Garcia, then what's the complaint about? Now, on the other hand, we got to settle for less when it comes to Canelo because he will avoid a Charlo, he will avoid an Andrade to fight a Rocky Fielding or to go overseas and fight a Germany fighter that we never heard of. Murat, I believe. I think that's his name. Never heard of him. Or fight a fighter like Kovalev, for example, that was 1 foot out of the door. Kovalev was 1 punch removed from retirement, according to his corner, when he fought Yard. And Yard at the time, if we all being honest, he only had 18 fights as a pro and 12 fights as an amateur. And he started boxing pretty late. Like I said, that was his step-up fight against Kovalev. So he pretty much almost knocked out Kovalev till he punched himself out in the process. So Canelo captured the moment. However, he don't fight the best. If Canelo says, okay, you know, I want to fight Charlo and Andrade and doesn't fight a Gennady Golovkin in the process or a Devyachenko in the process, it's A-okay. But when you avoid Caleb Plant, when you avoid Benavidez claiming he Mexican, I don't fight Mexican, but you fight Lopez and guys like that, that's a duck. So I know y'all decavs understand the words that's coming out of my mouth. So if y'all disagree,
you don't know shit.
Since y'all don't know ish about boxing,
you better not duck me, son.
Don't duck
You
me.
better
Call
not
in
duck
and we
me,
can talk
son.
about it.
That's what I said, Larry.
Like I said, anybody can get it.
But you
I was gonna rip his heart out. I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal.
Africans, Americans, Dominicans.
Hold on.
They call me the problem, but you could call me the can man, because anybody can get it. Africans, Americans, Dominicans, Mexicans.
Anybody can get it. So all I'm saying is we know what time it is. What's understood don't have to be explained. Like I said, it's one thing if Errol Spence wanted no confrontation with the best fighters in his division, but when he is the best in his division and he's looking to fight the second and third best, I could care less about him not fighting the fourth and fifth best because they have to put themselves in position, you know. And Errol Spence also followed up with another tweet by saying another thing, WBC cool with me taking a tune-up and my management, I don't want that ish. I will leave that to Thurman and his get back year or whatever he did. Yo, man, Errol Spence, bro. He called Tank petty, but he being petty. He ain't never gonna let that Thurman slide. But he letting y'all know that he ain't on that Thurman talk. He looking to fight the best. See, Thurman questioned Crawford. Thurman questioned Errol Spence, but Errol Spence never questioned Crawford. He always said, I would never move up from 140 till I fight Crawford. So at the end of the day, he pretty much saying, you know, I got this boxing game on lock and I want all the smoke. And another, tweet he put out today, I don't know what's going on with Errol Spence. He said Tank petty, laugh out loud. I'm assuming he talking about the Adrian Broner situation. Him being petty over, whatever they going through and all of the above, because a lot of the replies saying, they kind of bringing up Broner, AB, and Tank. So obviously Errol Spence, when he talked about Adrian Broner, he said, regardless if AB is a bad influence or not, I'm grown to realize, hey, I'm a man up to my own mistakes. Like Akon, blame it on me. I'm not about to blame it on somebody else. That's how Errol Spence He approaches the situation. He always advises AB, regardless if AB listens or not, regardless if AB want to be a rapper or not, and retired from boxing. Still, Errol Spence is there for his friend, and he pretty much saying, "Hey, Tank, you being petty over whatever you got going on." Obviously, it's that them just trolling each other back and forth. Ain't no telling. This was just a tweet. But with that being said, I appreciate everybody for calling in. I appreciate everybody in the chat. Let me go ahead and read a couple quotes and a couple of my Aki's comments. Sam Hassan, shout out to you, broski. DCFG38 outboxed. Okay, Gusto, say never mind, don't call. Nah, call in. Anybody can get it.
But you could
Don't avoid the smoke, bro.
Anybody can
We want all the smoke.
Africans, Americans, Dominicans,
We want all the
Mexicans,
smoke.
Anybody
So
can
call
get
in. Ain't nobody calling in right now. So I'm gonna give you the time of the day. Aki want all the smoke. So any decaf that disagree with anything I had to say, call in. I'm about to be 500-0. And all y'all decafs is just gonna sit back and watch Aki make history? Really? But y'all want to disagree in the comment section like the keyboard warriors y'all are. Just like y'all favorite fighter, y'all don't have the cojones to call in and disagree with Aki. Go to cojones and debate Aki. I mean, I don't see T-Tone today. He said he was gonna call in. He a no-show. So I don't know what's going on with y'all. H Money said Aki, Shakur Stevenson, and Devin Haney are the future of boxing. 100. Okay, Gusto. Decaf said when Canelo beat GGGG, you gonna cry. What? What are you talking about? See, that's a Decaf talk point because he was talking to chat, but he won't call in. I don't know if he was talking to me, but I picked Canelo to beat Triple G. So I got my prediction right on that. Triple G, one of the most overhyped fighters of all time. According to old media, they have him ranked as #1 pound for pound nearly to this day. This is crazy. that being said, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Subscribe below if you're trying to get smarter by the minute. If you're trying to get dumber by the second, don't. And listen to these decaf/O media. These decafs, the dumb, casual ass fans that always living up to their name because they will talk all that in the comment section like the keyboard warriors they are. But they don't have the cojones to call in and debate Akhi. Akhi is about to make history and be 500-0 and beat Floyd Mayweather record when it comes to debating. And none of the decafs or these experts or the decafs wizards want to call in and you know, prove Akhi wrong and put a blemish on Akhi record. They want zero confrontation with the truth. What's understood don't have to be explained because when the truth is spoken, the other side is nothing but a lie. So these decafs rather hate instead. Obviously, what they pretty much doing is making me more money. So all I'm saying is anybody can get it. Y'all know what the motto is since AB retired. Akhi in the game, and he want all the smoke.
Mexicans, anybody can get it.
All the decafs that don't know ish about boxing. I got something to say.
You better not duck me, son.
Don't
you
duck me, son.
better not duck me, son.
Y'all are no show. I'm tired of y'all making all these excuses. Y'all have a whole book of excuses. Akhi have the book of the truth. Meanwhile, y'all got the book of the excuses. Grow the cojones and call in. Quit eating that contaminated meat that doesn't allow your cojones to grow. What more need to be said so I can force y'all to call in? What do I need to do? Tell your favorite decaf. Tell all these channels that disagree with Akhi to grow the cojones and call in and quit using my name in vain for clout. Just call in. Expose Akhi on his own platform. I challenge you. But we pretty much know what time it is. What's understood don't got to be explained. They don't want no confrontation. But there's only one thing left to say.
There's only one God, Allah, and Muhammad is his final messenger.
So with that being said, I'm going to leave y'all with this. I appreciate all my Akhi that's tuning in with me. And go ahead, take y'all out.